Was it truly suicide, or something far more sinister? After 6 years of silence, the late Sulli's brother has come forward with her hidden suicide note, shaking the entertainment industry to its core. In it lies a chilling question: if I was framed, isn't that murder? Now, with shocking claims tied to a powerful agency and whispers of political involvement, the truth may be darker than anyone imagined. Let's uncover the secrets together, only on Red Carpet Revealed. For 6 years, the public grieved, speculated, and quietly moved on. But this week, the tragic death of Korean star Sulli has been violently thrust back into the spotlight, this time with questions so dark they shake the very foundation of the industry she once lit up. In a revelation as sudden as it is chilling, Sulli's older brother, Choi Min-ho, has released a suicide note that Sulli allegedly wrote just days before her death in 2019. What began as whispers online has now evolved into a full-blown scandal implicating not just her management agency, Gold Medalist Entertainment, home to star actor Kim Soo-hyun, but also the higher echelons of Korea's political elite. The words from the letter are harrowing. "This world is terrifying. After filming Real, I couldn't eat. I was mentally broken. I was promised safety. I was promised protection. Instead, I was exposed, mocked, blamed. If I was framed, isn't that murder?" But the shock doesn't end there. The set of Real, a film or a trap? Real was meant to be Kim Soo-hyun's comeback, a gritty noir thriller featuring the country's top talents. But behind the cameras, Sulli's brother alleges something else entirely was unfolding. According to Min-ho, Sulli initially rejected the role due to a controversial bed scene. However, she was convinced otherwise after multiple reassurances that any nudity would be symbolic and artfully done, and that a double would be used for sensitive shots. But when she arrived on set, things had changed. The script was updated, quietly, subtly, and strategically. The body double? Gone. The scene? Extended. According to a production assistant, who spoke under anonymity, there was immense pressure on Sulli to comply. She kept saying, "I signed up for something else. Why are they making me feel ashamed?" The assistant recalls. One night, she locked herself in the dressing room for hours. No one checked on her, despite gold medalists' claims that everything was pre-discussed and legally agreed upon. Multiple insiders now suggest the actress was cornered, emotionally and contractually. The Kim connection, power, politics, and control. It is no secret that Real was directed by Kim Soo-hyun's cousin, Lee Sa-rang. What was not known, until now, is the extent to which familial and financial connections were embedded into the production. The film, which received a surprisingly large investment from an unnamed conglomerate later linked to political lobbyists, is now being re-examined for possible misuse of power and coercion of cast members. In a leaked message from Sulli's phone, recovered via digital forensics, she writes, "They said if I didn't continue, I'd be blacklisted, that I owed them everything. Even my body." Even more alarming, one of the email exchanges allegedly from a gold medalist executive reveals a line that has sparked public outrage. "If she won't do it, we'll remind her who built her career." Emotional leverage works wonders. A mother's silence, and then her collapse. Sulli's mother, who had remained almost entirely silent throughout the years, was rushed to hospital after reportedly fainting upon reading the unsealed will. Family attorney Yoon Hwa-min confirmed that she was horrified by how much her daughter had hidden to protect others. What's more, Yoon revealed that there is a second page to the letter, one that was ripped in half, with only fragments readable. Among the legible lines, they said the contract was ironclad. "That even dying wouldn't free me. Don't trust the one with the charming smile. He's the coldest of them all." The political web, a silent wall of protection. As the case intensifies, whistleblowers have emerged claiming that multiple investigations into gold medalists were quietly dropped in 2020 and 2022. Former prosecutors cite political interference. There were phone calls, people with too much to lose. The agency was shielded, said one former investigator. An anonymous source within the National Assembly claims that at least 3 influential figures were part of a lobbying chain connected to Kim Soo-hyun's management during the Real production period. These politicians have yet to respond. Kim Se-ron. The link no one saw coming. In a stunning twist, forensic analysts have linked Sulli's case to another scandal involving actress Kim Se-ron, who, at the time of Reel's filming, was still underage. Recently recovered KakaoTalk messages from 2018 show Kim Soo-yeon in direct contact with Se-ron, with messages that suggest a more personal, possibly inappropriate relationship that may have begun years prior. Critics are now demanding an investigation into whether underage grooming occurred alongside professional manipulation. If true, this would not just be a scandal, it would be a systemic failure of Korea's entertainment protection systems. Emma Prescott, a British journalist and cultural correspondent for The Guardian, interviewed Sulli during her promotional tour for the film Reel in early 2017. At the time, it was a standard entertainment feature, until, as Emma now reveals, something unsettling happened behind the scenes. We were off camera, Prescott recounts in a recently published op-ed. Her team had stepped outside to take a call. And it was just the two of us. Her smile vanished. She leaned in and whispered, "Please, help me get out of this. I didn't know it would be like this." At the time, Prescott thought Sulli was referring to media pressure or K-pop's intense lifestyle. But now, after reading that letter, I know she meant something else. Something far darker. Global fans mobilize, from mourning to movement. Following the release of Sulli's suicide note by her brother, international fan clubs mobilized with stunning speed and coordination. Within 48 hours, over 200,000 digital signatures had been collected on petitions submitted to UN Human Rights Council, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, South Korea's National Human Rights Commission. The petitions demand an external, non-governmental inquiry into alleged coercion, psychological abuse, and contractual exploitation in the Korean entertainment sector, with Sulli's case as the focal point. One prominent fan group from Germany wrote, "This is no longer just about Sulli. This is about the protection of artists as human beings. No dream should come at the cost of someone's soul." #Justice for Sulli trends worldwide, but Korea remains divided. On social media, the hashtag Justice for Sulli has dominated Twitter trends in the US, Brazil, the Philippines, France, and Japan. Memorial events are being organized outside Korean embassies in several capitals, including Washington, D.C., London, and Manila. Yet within Korea, the reaction is more complex. While younger generations voice support for the investigation, some entertainment figures and politicians dismiss the international involvement as external interference. A Korean senator anonymously told Red Carpet revealed, "The world doesn't understand our system. This is not a human rights issue, it's a media circus." To which a London-based human rights lawyer responded, "If a system is what allowed her to be trapped, threatened, and broken, then yes. It is a human rights issue." Fan investigators, digital forensics, crowdsourced timelines. Not content to wait for official responses, international fans have launched their own investigations. A group of Reddit users and digital forensics volunteers has compiled a public timeline of events, matching contract leaks, scene changes in Reel, public appearances where Sulli appeared, visibly distressed, social media posts now viewed as coded cries for help. One fan in Canada, a data analyst by profession, said, "We analyzed every public statement and video frame we could. She was trying to tell us. We just didn't hear it then." Emma Prescott speaks again. "It was like watching a fire behind glass." In an emotional interview with BBC Radio, Prescott added more to her earlier revelation. "There was this moment, I asked her if she enjoyed working on Reel. She stared at me blankly and said, 'They told me it was art. But now they call it marketing.' Then she looked away. I didn't press. I wish I had. It felt like I was watching someone trapped inside a burning building. But I didn't have the key." The push for a UN inquiry, a precedent in the making? Multiple international legal experts suggest that if enough pressure builds, this case could lead to the first ever UN review of psychological abuse in the East Asian entertainment industry. Professor Helen Wang, chair of Asian human rights at Stanford, says, Sulli's death may be the Rosa Parks moment of Korean entertainment. Enough is enough.